Hello, my name is Matthew, and I just read a terrific short story by Guy de Maupassant. It's A Coward, and um, it's my favorite kind of um, short story by Maupassant. I think this is where he excels. The title's A Coward, and we have our guy, the main character. He has a long name. I'll butcher it for you. uh, Vicomte Gautron Joseph de Signol, and he's like a fop or a dandy or something. Um, he's a man of the world. He goes to fashionable salons. He has love affairs. He's happy and contented and enjoys total peace of mind. He's a good swordsman and an even better shot. Um, and he says, "When I do fight," he would say, "I shall choose pistols. With pistols, I shall kill my man. You can depend on it." So we have this guy full of bravado and a ladies' man about town. And so he's out one night, and it's him with a lady, and they're joined by a couple. So there's him, two ladies, and then another guy. And they find themselves in this cafe. Uh, and across the cafe, there's a man oogling the ladies, and the ladies make mention of it and say that there's a man across the way leering at them. So our guy, he can't stand for this. He's the one that invited them there. The ladies are uncomfortable. He's going to go over and set things straight. He goes over. What does he say? "Sir," he goes over to the guy that's eyeing up the ladies. "Sir, you are looking at these ladies in such a manner which I cannot tolerate. I must ask that you desist." And the guy just sort of throws off and goes, "Go to hell." uh, so our guy, he clenches his teeth. He goes, "Don't make me go too far." It has a great response. It says, "The man gave a two-word answer." So he ends up slapping him or something. Our guy slaps the oogler. They kind of almost come to blows, and they're pulled apart, and they have their information exchanged. So our guy, he goes home and decides on his own. He goes, "I'm going to challenge him to a duel. Uh, this is going to be, my mark of honor, and I'm going to stand up for these ladies, and this guy was rude to me." And he's kind of strutting around, all cocky and thinking about how he's gonna pick pistols, and he talks about maybe using swords. They're not really as fatal, but with a gun, it's more dangerous. But you have more honor, and he'll be in the papers. He picks two of his friends that he wants to be his seconds for the duel. Uh, but as it's going along, he's like getting thirsty. He's like, throat is becoming parched, and he's drinking water and waking up in the middle of the night. And he looks at himself in the mirror and sees this ghastly image. And he says, "This time tomorrow, I might be a dead man." And it starts freaking him out. And he wakes up in the morning and decides, this is cowardice. Nothing has even happened. There hasn't been a duel. Why am I so upset? And decides that he's still going to go through with this. And he meets his seconds and sends them off to the oogler to see if he'll agree to their duel. And so the 2 seconds come back and they go, "He agreed. He's good. He'll use pistols. We'll meet at this time, this many paces, and we'll keep firing until one of us is severely injured." He was hoping that other guy would back out. So he goes, "Oh, good, good, good. All right, thank you." Sends them off, and now he's back to pacing in his room. He's just getting more and more stressed out. He doesn't know what to do. He put himself in this situation. Uh, Actually, I'll say if you want to read this short story, stop now. I'm gonna um, talk about the ending. It's not really a twist, but um, might not be going the way that you're expecting. So that's your warning. He takes out his guns that he's going to be using for the duel. Uh, Realizes that one of them is loaded, and he decides he's going to clean his guns and do things, just take care of those things. And he sits down and tries to write his will. He goes, "This is my last will and testament," but his mind is so muddled and he can't collect his thoughts. And he goes back to his gun and he opens it up and sees that there's a bullet in the chamber. And he puts the gun in his mouth and shoots himself in the head. So, opening his mouth wide, he rammed the barrel of his pistol against the back of his throat and pulled the trigger. The valet, his servants, run in. The spurting blood had splashed onto the sheet of paper on the table and left a streak of blood to underline these words: "This is my last will and testament." As this was going along, I was giggling to myself. This guy's all stressed out. It's funny. Here he is. He's a coward. And then just hammered down with a totally different result than what I had imagined. Um, bearing down seriousness. What was going through his mind? So, Maupassant is known for having these like clever twist endings, and this is certainly a twist, but it's not cheap. It's not a funny little throwaway thing. Instead, it makes you totally. It subverts everything that you had just read. It wasn't light and frivolous. Um, he was dealing with demons that we don't know about. And I will say, I believe that this exact, because as I was reading it, it was familiar. I believe that this scenario, Maupassant also used, I think in Bellamy, his novel, um, which has a different, ends differently. As it's going on, I think it's Bellamy, it doesn't end with a suicide. So I think I had that in mind, and I'm reading along and thinking, oh, okay, let's see how this turns on its side or whatever. And yeah, I mean, guy shoots himself in the head. So that is your Maupassant Monday. Leave a comment if you would like. Thank you for watching. Bye. Take care. Bye.